Hey, hey, hey! Well, congratulations. You get to see us today on our Game Toppers 4.0 question and answer. And I don't even know how to open this show because it's so exciting today. Not only are we doing a question and answer for Game Toppers 4.0, only 5 days left. We've got a bunch of milestone goals that we're going to be talking about. But not only that, I want to introduce my longtime friend, Barry Doublet, or better known as Badger.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. It's marked down there. Badger.
And it's now, for those of you that might know, you go, why is Badger here? Well, first off, he's a backer of Game Toppers. But Barry and I have had a podcast called the Burky and Badger's Board Game Battle Show for over 8 years. No, it's crazy. Why are we doing this? Maybe it's only 4 years, right?
Feels like 4.
I mean, there's only about 120 episodes. Maybe there's about 200 if we count our segments called The Woods of Evergreen, which is our 30-minute segment where we talk about games from yesteryear that we think stand the test of time. Well, we thought it would be fun today on this question and answer to not only answer our backers' questions from our Game Topper Kickstarter, but also introduce you to our podcast, introduce you to my good friend Barry, and we're going to talk about games that we think stand the test of time from 2016. So Kabuki Kid is here. How you doing?
So for those of you who might be joining from the Burky and Badger side of things and not sure what is going on, well, we are Game Toppers. We have a Kickstarter running, but the guy in the hoodie is me, as Kabuki Kid says, Burky, Badger, guy in the hoodie.
I didn't even introduce my son, Josiah. Now, that's how discombobulated this guy is. No, Josiah is the master and commander of our logistics and of our show today. So he's going to be popping up all the cool stuff that we're going to go through. We're super excited about it. It takes always a few minutes for people to jump in. And if you have any questions, feel free to do that. We're going to answer those questions. And we're going to talk about some of the stretch goals that we have unlocked and are just about ready to unlock. So Barry, for those of our listeners that might not know who you are and what you have done and what you are doing in the board game space, give a little overview of what you're doing here.
Okay, those are board games. I review board games and also play board games, and that's how I met him, and we do a podcast. There you go. How was that?
That's like an elevator pitch. That's really good.
Well, the thing is that for the first time on, say, like a Burky and Badger podcast where we live stream, I can actually show you my board games because I'm sat in my room at a different angle so I can show off the Game Topper. And I'm also noticing bits of the wallpaper from this angle, which are coming off, which is kind of upsetting now. So thank you for depressing me. But no. I was out of boredom and frustration of watching board game videos way back in 2010, 2011. Started doing Mickey Takes videos of board game reviewers who couldn't review games properly. And from there, I got introduced to Tom Vassell, who invited me onto his channel as a contributor. So I did lots of board game reviews, and that's how I met you. You contacted me way back then, 2014, after you started your board game theater.com with your wonderful, long, extravagant gameplays in costume. And you said, why don't we do a podcast together? So, yeah, we started doing a podcast together. We just talked about any old rubbish. Hence, we called it the Babble, because he's a Burky, I'm a Badger, and Babble's a third word with a B in it.
Yep, babble about nothing.
Yeah. And so, they would just go totally off subject. And sometimes we wouldn't even talk about board games, which is a shame. But,
not only that, as our relationship has developed over the years, we've not only done the podcast together, but I've been able to come to Essen, Germany, the UK Games Expo, where you helped us in our booth at the UK Expo with Josiah one year. My wife and I were actually invited to your home in Epernay, France, where you live.
Yeah.
And you toured us all around France and even took us to Paris, which we would have never thought in 1,000 years that my wife and I would ever go to Paris. But now we say we always have Paris.
Yes, we'll always have Paris as well. I'm not a big fan of traveling, but it was great to take you there and let you loose off the leash to run around and go, oh, I want to touch that. Oh, I want to go there. Oh, I want to taste that. It's like, wow, what have we done?
Exactly. Yeah, we had a blast, and you took us to the cathedral at Reims and the World War I museum, and took us to France, and we got into Paris. I mean, we got to see the Eiffel Tower, and it was just a spectacular time, really great memories. But then we remember you came to Gen Con, and then one time we brought you in to Minnesota to our home, and then you actually went with me to BGG Con and helped me at the show there.
Yeah, where you've just come back from, and I was feeling a bit homesick with you and Mr. Trent Turner having all the fun.
Kabuki Kid says, I've been to Paris, but it's been ages.
Cool.
And also, I believe about the board game theater. The theater bits were always fun. They were fun. And even if not everyone enjoyed watching them, we always had fun making them. So that's all that really matters.
That's really true. Kabuki Kid, she has been such a big supporter of the Burky and Badger show. She always jumps in, and now she gets to enjoy a little bit of the Game Topper Kickstarter information too. And I think we're going to, as we wait for some people to go in, if you're watching this or can't view the entire show, this will be at the top of our Kickstarter page, and you'll be able to view it later as well. So I think to keep things moving along, if you have any questions, if you've joined the show, please jump in and ask any questions you might have. We're going to go through some exciting news that's brand new today. I just got back from BGG Con, crazy busy, super good show. Had a great time with Aldi and a lot of my friends there. Lance Meister was there. Got to go out and have some big old honking dinosaur bone barbecue with him, and that was awesome. And hang out with my other friends, Brian Pope from Arcane Wonders and so forth. So really had a great time, and we got to meet so many backers. Man, it was awesome. So what we're doing on the Kickstarter, we announced about a week ago or so these new milestones, and they were where we do something super cool that's like a customer loyalty stretch goal, something that we're just giving our backers, existing backers, a discount or even sometimes free stuff. Then we also are unlocking other major items at those goals. And so there's like 2 and 3 items at these milestones. Well, we busted through the $150,000 milestone. We busted through the 175, and you're going to be able to see all that on the Kickstarter page. I know there's a lot of cool stuff on there, but we are nearly busting through the $200,000 stretch goal. And let's just run through that real quick. And Kabuki says, drum roll, please. Board games everybody should. That's Barry lit. All right, at $200,000, the 6-pack, 6 maps, 6 storage bags, and the Lord Burkton mat rack. This rack holds 6 of the large topper mats and 2 metal rods that you can put all of your smaller mats on. It's a fantastic, it retails for $300. We have it on sale on the Kickstarter for $200, okay? But what we did is we took those double mat bundles where you can buy 2 mats and get 2 mat bags and discounted shipping. We took that equation and basically multiplied it and then discounted to where you're close to getting this mat rack for free. So if you want 6 mats of our premium 3mm stitched edge mats that with some of the top board game artists like Vincent Dutray, and on this Kickstarter, there's 10 brand new mats that are all unlocked. The horror mat from John McCambridge, the Old West, which is amazing. Age of Steam Train from Xavier Inkgolem. It's amazing. The new Vincent Dutray Lost Worlds map is gorgeous. You'll love that one. The jungle, all of that. You're going to be able to see the ancient Egypt from Yaroslav. It's one of my favorites. I love them all. But then the nature map from Amber Scarf. She's from the United Kingdom and has worked with Vincent Dutray. This nature map is like so gorgeous. We had the sample of it at BGG Con, and people were like, oh, this looks like way better than we couldn't imagine how good it looks in person. So anyway, we've got 5 new terrain mats that you can also take advantage of, in addition to 20 of the existing mats that are all awesome mats, the Viking and the Pirate and Ryan Lockett and all of those mats. So you're going to be able to get a whole bunch of mats at a crazy discount. Another goal, this is huge, everyone. If you're a Mycroft backer, either past or current, you can add this Mycroft dining cover, and not only are you getting the free storage bag, a $79 bag included free with it, you're also going to get a free Mycroft game mat and storage bag. Okay, that's like $119 value. We normally sell them for $149. On the Kickstarter, they're $119. But you get that free when you pledge for that Mycroft dining cover. It's crazy. We just pulled out all the stops and really wanted to do something special for that new item. Those dining covers are gorgeous, super stout. It can hold a Burky, so you know it's good. And then this is another thing. We just went nuts on this one. The Baker Street Irregular. We had this at BGG Con. We were showing people the functionality of this mat caddy that you can hold up to 4 of your small 15-inch game mats, your magic mats, all these different kind of things. And they Velcro onto this caddy, and you can hold them in a little pouch duffel that has like 4 to 8 mats in it. But then there's hardware that you can hang on your door, hang on your closet, and there's little carbiner clips that allow you to daisy chain these caddies so you could have up to 20 to 40 mats. Well, we're going to be announcing something very shortly. We're working on the graphics. We're getting our sample of it, but we're also have another caddy that's just like this, except it's going to accommodate the 26-inch mats, which are most of the bigger play mats you get from game companies today on Kickstarter, and the up to 36-inch. I have prototyped it, taken some pictures of it. We just don't have all the actual stuff ready for the Kickstarter campaign. Nonetheless, that on that Baker Street Irregular, we're making a really nice 14 by 24-inch playmat in crimson red. You're going to get one of those mats that are normally $29 absolutely free with this package. Okay, well, that package was $89, the Baker Street, but on the Kickstarter, we're doing all of it. 4 bags, the caddy, the hardware for $49. Plus, you're getting a $29 playmat free. But wait, there's more. At $210,000. Look what's going to happen. You can get your selection of 4 mat storage bags. And these are our premium bags with the double handles, the hangers on the end, the clear windows so you can see what mat is in there. And we have these from sizes 15-inch, 26, 30, 36, 48, 38. So a lot of different sizes for you to choose from. And those are normally $15 a piece, okay? So it's like $80. You're going to be able to get 4 of them for $40. So half price, $10 a piece. Great deal. And then at $225,000, this is a big deal. This is the new Milestone Goals, okay? On this milestone, we're doing a customer loyalty milestones. One of them is this. You get 4 of the goblet holders with the component tray built into the goblet holder. Normally, these are $89 for 4. They're $24 each, okay? but we have a deal where they're $89 on our Shopify store. Well, we've done for you, our backers, maybe you wanted to have some goblet holders so you could have stemware, or you wanted more component trays. These here, we're doing a 4-pack for only $49, saving you $40 more. Then at $225, based on popular demand, we've researched it, we've tested it, we've got our manufacturer that's made the samples. Look at this, mat rail pads. Da-da-da!
What?
Everybody's been crazy excited about this. They wanted, some people have toppers that are in their basements and they feel like the metal is a little cold. It's not really been a huge complaint, but there's been some people say, hey, we'd love to have something cool that would be just a nice pad. Well, we talked with our manufacturer. We tested our neoprene. What's great about this is our non-skid backing with the stitched edge and the 3mm, it does not move. People are going, well, I need to have it adhesed on there. We need some kind of tape. You don't need it. It's just simple. Keep it simple, right? Well, we're making this available. I asked everybody, how much will you be willing to pay? And most people told me that they thought it was going to be worth between 40 and 60. Some people said $80. And I knew that I didn't need to charge that much. So basically, we're going to retail a 4-pack. It's 4 pads. It's going to be in 2 styles currently, in steel gray or wood grain. Okay, and you get 4 of them, premium stitched edge, retails for $69, but we're going to do those for you as a customer loyalty if we get 225,000 for only $29. Crazy good deal. We're talking about doing a future stretch goal here in the next couple days also about offering that with the new Brent Woodside fantasy art. I see we have I know I've been talking a lot going through these, trying to go through this quickly. I see we have a comment from somebody. Did you see it?
There's quite a few. Do you want to?
Yeah, let's just pause for a second. We'll come back to these last. Let's go through a couple comments real quick.
So Kabuki Kid says, I really like the hanging Baker Street Irregulars mat caddy thing. A very nice solution with the little windows.
Thank you. Thank you.
Barry Westman is in
Hey,
the chat.
Barry.
Hey, Kevin.
And that Barry. Two Barry's in the house. We have a fruit salad.
Kabuki Kid says, I want a goblin holder.
Yes, a goblin holder. Did I say goblin? Probably.
I don't think so. But
well, you can do goblin holder.
I mean,
you put a goblin in there.
Sounds pretty good. Goblin holder.
2 goblins.
Hobgoblin?
4 goblins. Hobgoblins.
Kabuki Kid also says neoprene grips pretty well. It really does. I was really surprised with just the little prototype samples we used on how well it just stuck on top of the rail. I actually didn't think it was going to work. But I was wrong. Oops. Derek Schultz says, what are the chances we could get thematic rail pads?
Great question. Well, we're working on the art for it right now, but I have talked to our mat manufacturer, and they can produce it so that we can get these in time when we'll be able to ship all of our other products. Okay, so this is something that we should be getting a container, before the end of January-ish, I think. Somewhere around January. So even if there's some fulfillment going on there, we're going to be able to meet those timelines. I'm working on that art. There's a little bit of reformatting that has to happen, but we're going to do a stretch goal. I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes, but at 240,000, where we're going to make those with the designer art, and we're going to do 4 scenes. So it can still be a little story, and that's from Brent Woodside. Now, the great thing about this product, as we move forward down the road, we can make all kinds of different mats. We can do anything we want artistically. So if we want to do a Viking themed mat racks or mat pads, we could do that. There's all kinds of cool options.
Barry says, that's a steal. My wife would appreciate this.
Awesome.
And Saswada's in the chat says, thanks, you guys are the best.
Thank you so much. All right, well, we'll go back real quick to $230,000. We don't have the graphic ready for this yet, but at 230, we're going to do that Baker Street irregular caddy that can accommodate the 26-inch to 36-inch bags. Now, rather than having Velcro, because of the weight of the bigger bags, Velcro at that point starts to sag and not work as well. So we're doing a heavy, wide 2-inch or 1-inch elastic band that goes on the front of it so that you can put in the different sizes no matter what size of thickness you have. The thing that we've worked with our manufacturers so that it won't crimp your mat, so that there won't be any problem with causing any dimpling with your mats, that type of thing. The other thing we've done with that is we've aligned the grommet holes from the smaller Baker Street irregular for the 15-inch bags. So the caddy for the new, for the 26 to 30, it's wider. It's about 18 inches wide. The straps are a little bit out, so then your mats actually lay flat or parallel, if you will. But those grommet holes are matched up so you can still daisy chain it. So whatever variety of mats, you can have it in this really cool one-stop solution. And we're going to do the thing where you can get 4 of the 26-inch mat bags and the caddy, that same gig, where you get it for $49 instead of $89, and we're going to give away one of the mat, possibly with a future stretch goal where you get a game play mat. All right, and then at $250,000, this is a new milestone. I have some other ones that are going to be coming. The graphics aren't done just exactly right now, but at $240,000, we're going to do the designer art rail pads. At $250,000, though, this is a big milestone. We're going to need to push. There's a good chance we could hit $300,000 if everybody pulls together. We've got a ton of marketing that's going on these last 5 days. Typically, the last 3 days are very significant. We're hoping there'll be a lot of Black Friday and Cyber Monday people looking for gifts for their family. And because we've unlocked so many of the January type of early fulfillment goals, at $250,000, we're going to do, with your packages, you'll see here, you're going to get 2 of the dice trays with the legs. Okay, that's great. But then people want the dice tower and the corrals. Well, we have a stretch goal where you can buy one of them and get one free. So it saves you about $40. It costs about $59 total with shipping and all that. But we're doing a special at 250 milestone. We're going to give you 2 dice towers and 2 corrals absolutely free with any package. So we're going to save you another $40-some on your package. We already have all those goals that we unlocked with those packages. So you're getting over $300 worth of free stuff with your package, and you're getting that package discount that is way reduced from the normal price. So if you're looking for a Game Topper system, now is absolutely the time to buy it. It's a fantastic value, and there's still a few early bird specials left to deliver by January.
Kabuki Kid says, I want more graphics with people's heads popping out of the pocket watches.
Kabuki, send me your headshot and I'll put you in there.
How about this, Kabuki?
Oh, you even got a pocket watch. Yeah, put your head in there, will you?
And then Keith Turner says, looking forward to these new milestones. We just hit 700 backers.
Ah, fantastic. I was going to mention that today, that we are actually surpassed our Kickstarter 3.5 backer total. So that's really, really exciting. And there's over 2,200 people watching the campaign. We have quite a few people that have backed at $1 too. I think there's about 100 and some that are in there. And so there's a lot of opportunity here for us to unlock additional goals. When we're all said and done, I think we will be unlocking over 50 stretch goals.
Wow.
Crazy. Just crazy. We've really tried to do our best to make the best value we could for our backers, existing and new. At BGGCon, we talked about this quite a bit. At the $175,000 goal, you got this 3-inch coin from Goliath Coins, or $25. They're super chunky and heavy. It can be a D2, by flipping it. But it can be that when people saw this at BGGCon, they just went nuts. Oh, really? That's really cool. I mean, our graphics just doesn't do it justice when you see this stuff. But as you guys know, we try to put out quality product. We try to do everything top notch, so it's heirloom quality, that it's going to last for you. And we're not compromising that just to do cheapo stuff. So honestly, that's one of the things we've made a commitment to as a company. We want you to have a long-lasting product that really can be passed down to generations. And now Barry's mesmerizing me, and I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
No, I'm trying to mesmerize your watches.
You are the greatest.
Buy more
greatest.
game toppers. Buy more. Must buy more.
This can be a weapon, Kabuki Kid. What did she say?
That thing will leave a mark.
She says Game Toppers was really a clever product.
Yep, I'll say it again. Game Toppers was a really clever product. It really filled a gap in the needs of gamers out there. It's almost surprising someone else didn't come up with it sooner.
Thank you. Yeah, we have that comment quite a bit. What's nice about the Game Topper system also is that not only can it be a game topper and convert your home table into a high quality, versatile board game solution, but now you can get leg kits, so it's a full blown table, dining covers, so you have that type of solution. Over 30 thematic game mats, some more simple, some more thematic, tons of cup holders, accessories, storage bags. I mean, we really have developed a system that allows you to upgrade every game you play from here on out. It's really a remarkable thing, and we'd love to have you guys all be a part of Game Topper Nation. You see Barry there showing off this is Vanna White right there showing off our collapsible cup holder. Isn't she lovely? The little rubber coasters, love those. Get your coffee mug in there.
Yeah, you can now. Woohoo!
Lucky Kid says, even if you don't use a topper, get a mat. The mats are great.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Well, that was a lot of information, but I did want to release that in this question and answer session. Barry and I see Barry Westman.
Yeah, he says, just back today for dining covers for our topper and some extra cup holders.
Woohoo! Thank you so much, Barry. That's awesome.
No problem.
Yeah, there's a lot of information on our Kickstarter campaign. We have so many items. It gets a little confusing almost. There's quite a few pledge levels, but the majority of our pledges are coming in through the a la carte, which we have over 400 and some backers of just the a la carte, where you can get all these mat bundles, all these add-ons, all of the dining covers, all the leg kits, the mat storage bag solutions, the Baker Street irregulars. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. So our pledge manager is going to be launching, soon after the campaign ends. I will be at PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia with Joseph from my team here at the warehouse, and also 8 other people, including Sam Healy and some other fantastic backers at PAX Unplugged. We have a 20 by 30 foot booth in the first look area, where all of the hot games that have come from Essen and so forth are all displayed, and they have teachers set up. And we have this big presence with our inflatable top hat right there in that first look area. It's super fun. We did this last year. It was a very big success. So we are going to be there. If you see this and you please stop by the booth and say hi. We'd love to meet you. If you're a backer or a new backer, love to engage with you.
And all of the first look tables have mats on them as well from Game Toppers. We partnered with PAX to get them the mats that are on those tables.
That's a great comment, Josiah. They're these beautiful 30-inch by 6-foot premium 3mm stitch, but it has their graphics in purple, which was a lot of people wanted to buy those mats. I told PAX, I said, we need to come up with a deal for you guys because we can make that sing for you. And long and short of that, that size fits those 6-foot, 30-inch plastic lifetime tables. And we're actually offering that now to our backers in a crimson red also, so that if you just want a game mat, I know Kabuki made a comment, just getting a mat, if you can't swing for the full table topper right now, that's fine. You can get just a good mat, especially if you're going to a game store or a convention, that type of thing.
Kabuki Kid also says, PAX U, not that far from you, actually, in central New Jersey.
Are you going to show up? Not far from me. That would be awesome. I'd love to meet you in person. That'd be way cool.
Oh yeah, lucky you. Oh.
Well, we've had Barry Doublet sitting in the green room, bored out of his mind, but trying to entertain himself and
I'm
us.
not bored. I have liquid refreshments. Be prepared to be flabbergasted.
Careful, you're gonna get us demonetized.
Oh, wait, I've got to cover the label. There you go.
Well, we're going to feel free while we go. We're going to transition into our Burky and Badger Woods of Evergreen show. It only takes about 30 minutes. We're going to talk about some of the top 3 games from each of us that we think stand the test of time for 2016. But before we do that, our show, we have a couple sponsors. Game Toppers is actually a sponsor of the show, but also Arcane Wonders has been a sponsor since we first started. Arcane Wonders have been good friends of us. We love their games. Foundations of Rome is one of my favorite games. Sheriff of Nottingham, tons of awesome games. But they are running a huge special. There Barry is. He's running over. There's the games. Sheriff of Nottingham. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Spoils of War. Oh, yeah. Royals. Woohoo. Oh, this is interesting. Look at him go. He's like that Energizer bunny. Oh, Foundations of Rome. He's lifting weights. Yep. He can pick that up all by himself. That's awesome. Oh, where is it? Where's the other one? Oh, there it is. Oh, Onitama. Awesome. Oh, he is so tired. Look how excited he is.
What did I miss?
You missed it all, but you did great, and we informed everybody what you were doing, you madman.
Yeah, there's some more somewhere. But I've polished this weekend for the first time in like 6 months. And then there was a hole, and I was like, okay, that game will fit in there. And it was like, oh, now I've got a hole here. So it's like, oh, I'll move these here, and now everything's in a different place. And I'm you know.
Well, Arcane Wonders is doing something very special for their Black Friday. It's going to be very limited. You go to their website, arcanewonders.com, and you're going to see they're giving 50% off all of their new titles and a lot of their older titles. Neotopia, World Wonders, the big hit. This thing sells out at every show. That one's coming available there. Picture Perfect. There's a whole bunch of games, 50% off. Amazing. And you can check them out at arcanewonders.com. And with that, we're going to go to the Burky and Badger Woods of Evergreen. Normally Barry runs this, and we've got this really cool drop. And
it's nice not to run it. It's nice to
woods.
be the guest and get drunk.
Kabuki Kid says Burky's on half those boxes. Haha.
Yeah, he is.
You're not wrong.
And that's
I have been put on a couple board games and have a couple promo cards. The good old Spoils of War, Burky's Shield. Oh yeah, baby. And the meeple from Royals. So that being said, we are going to move into, there you got it, into our Woods of Evergreen. Barry, can you give us a little overview of we're on our second round, and I'll let you introduce what we're doing with this.
Okie dokie. I've unmuted it. That's okay. Right. The Woods of Evergreen is our little forest next to our city of Babalot, where King Burky and his jester actually every year go and plant a tree, and we name that tree after a board game that we love playing from that year. And then we recap and give you kind of like our opinions about these games and advise you that these are definitely evergreens for us because they're games that we still play and they are still on our shelves. And we are on our second round. So we've gone through from like 2002 up to now 2016. And this is going to be another 3 games each that we're going to tell you about and advise you about because they're evergreens to us. But first, I'm just going to mention the ones that we mentioned in our first time round from 2016. For Burky, he picked out Clank, a deck building adventure, which is a good deck building adventure game. He's also picked out Great Western Trail, which I haven't played, which I'd love to play because I've heard so many good things about it. And Feast for Odin, which for some reason I still haven't bought.
Oh, really? Feast for Odin?
Yeah, I know.
Uwe, baby, Uwe.
Yeah, I know, but it's like you get your list, and all of a sudden there's another game which comes. You go, oh, I can get that, or someone gives you a game, and it's like, oh, I got to play this, and it's like you forget about that game. But anyway, I digress. For me, the last 3 games that I picked were Cottage Garden, which is a Uwe Rosenberg game.
Oh, yeah, a Stronghold. Yep.
Yep. Ice Cool, the Dexterity Penguin flicking game, and Lewins, a game from Queen Games, abstracty thingy.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, when I look through this list to pick my next 3 games, I could have easily picked the 3 that I'm selecting last time because these are equally as good. It's like I was having a hard time ranking them, but as I look through the list, if you've never done this before, if you go to boardgamegeek.com, you right click in the search bar and an advanced tab will come up. You click that, and then all this information, you can put in the date from 2016 to 2016 and hit search, and it'll pull up everything. It's a little funky to find that feature, but once you find it, it's pretty cool. Long and short of it, this list there are so many games. I think I could do 3 more, another 2 or 3 times, actually.
Whereas I could not, because I was looking at my list of games and games that I've rated, and half of them I've moved on. They've gone, either because I had something similar, which was better, or because they weren't that good. So I haven't got many left from the 2016s.
Well, it was 2014 that I got into the greater hobby board game space and quickly was infected with the acquisition disorder, and where I was buying a lot of games and watching everybody's videos of what their top 100s were. And of course, I had to have the top 100s of everybody else's top 100s because of how excited they were about their top 100s. And 2016 was about when that started to erupt for me. And but the thing was, those were amazing games that came out in 2016.
It's always amazing games come out every year, which is a blessing for us. So shall we recount some of our
Yes.
blessings?
Would you like to go first, sir?
Okay, I will pull up my first game, which is the Tales and Games, The Pied Piper, which is part of this
Tales
book
and
collection.
Games, The Pied Piper. Josiah's pulling it up here for you, and we're going to show it to you in its all its glory. Okay, Barry's got a picture of his game. This is from Yellow. Okay.
Yeah, this is from Yellow, or Purple Brain if you were in France, or Yellow if you were in France as well. So in this game, it's a family-style game, basically where everybody has a house and they're trying not to have it infested by rats. And in this game, you are going to be programming rats to try and avoid your house, but infest other people's houses. As soon as your house gets fully infested, the rats, you're out of the game, and it's an elimination game. And as I said, it's a programmation game. So on your turn, you'll be playing a card on top of one of the rats which are available. And once there are 2 programmed cards on one particular rat, that rat will move, and there'll be 5 rats, and they'll have different colors. So there'll be a green rat, a black rat, and a yellow rat on display. But the other rats will be in a deck, which will come out later. So as soon as a rat is programmed, it will activate, and so you will have to move it. If it goes through your house, you mark a level up in your infestation. The good thing is these programations, you can make the rats go backwards, forwards, or even under your house. So there's a bit of forward thinking on planning on what's going to happen and trying to deduce what other people are trying to do. And it's just a very, very rapid game. It plays in about 10, 15 minutes. And it plays, I think it's 5 players. Yeah, it's 5 players. So it's very enjoyable. Still got it in my collection. One, because the box is beautiful. I don't have all of the Tales and Games, but this one is definitely just a fun kind of elimination programmation game, which goes down really well with families.
Awesome. Well, that looks like it was really good production value too. That's kind of cool.
They are always good. They always come with not just the rule book, but they come with the storybook of the original tale, which is based on. So you have the Pied Piper tale, and sometimes they come with a little expansion as well, so like a little bonus of extra points if someone can get this. But yeah, they are always very good productions, from the 3 pigs to the horse and the hare. The horse and the hare? No, the hare and the tortoise.
Kabuki.
The hair of the dog.
Programmation. Barry is creating words.
That's not
again.
It's not a word.
It's a word.
It's a word.
She loves those book boxes too. That's awesome. All right, my number 1 of this grouping is a game that I think is one of the best and epic: Star Wars Rebellion from Fantasy Flight Games. Star Wars Rebellion is this big game that's it's just oozing with theme, because you're moving around trying to find the different factions and where they're hiding, but you're trying to build up your forces to protect different bases. Josiah and I play. This is primarily a 2-player game, but there's a variant now, right?
Well, yeah, you can play a team version, but it's so.
Yeah. This playing the Rebellion, playing the Empire it just drips theme. Everything that you're doing just feels so Star Wars. Of course, the production value is off the hook. Josiah, this is one of your top games, I think, too, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So what do you think about this game?
It's just completely dripping with theme. It feels like you're playing Star Wars. So it has that going for it. And then the asymmetrical aspect of the 2 sides. You have the Rebellion, who is a lot less strong militarily than the Empire. It's trying to, subvert the Empire, sneak around, keep their base hidden. And they have a completely different win condition than the Empire, who is, in a stronger position on the board, but has more things that they need to do all the time, trying to keep the entire, empire under their control as they're fighting against the rebellion. So it makes for a very interesting game and a very replayable game just because of all the different hidden information and decks of cards that always come out differently. So
yeah, I totally agree. See, Barry, to really get a proper review of a game, you really should be interviewing Josiah. He should really be your podcast partner.
Okay, so it's Josiah and Badger.
Josiah
Board game
and Badger.
jabbering.
Burky's out. The king has been usurped.
Yeah. Josiah the Jabberjaws and Burky the Babbler. Badger the Babbler. Hey. Yeah, it could work.
Burky Kid also says a really good expansion for it as well, which I would have to agree.
Do we have that?
I do, and you do as well. But it's technically 2017 for the expansion. So,
what was the expansion?
Rise of the Empire.
We played that once, didn't we?
I'm not sure if you played it. I played it.
No, I don't think he did.
I own it.
Yes.
I don't play games. I just own them.
It is a fantastic expansion. One of those that I might say is required.
It is. Okay, well, can we play that? Can we play that at Christmas time?
Yes.
Okay. You heard it, people. Kabuki said she bought a third-party insert.
Indeed. Speeds up setup quite a bit. Also bought a second set of dice. You don't have to hand them across the table constantly.
Yeah.
Oh, the good old Fantasy Flight. Not enough dice games.
Well, for those of you who have joined us for the Kickstarter Q&A, we answered a lot of stuff right at the beginning and talked about our stretch goals. Feel free to ask questions. We'll be happy to answer your questions, even in the middle of this. We just thought this would be fun to give you a little idea what Burky and Badger Board Game babbles about. We're talking about games from 2016 if you just joined us. So with that, Barry, why don't you go ahead and do your second?
No.
Okay. Hold on. Our wonderful co-host, Josiah, also is contributing to this episode.
So since I'm running the computer, I'm deciding that I am hijacking and putting my own input into this here show that is now mine. Ha 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 ha.
Burky,
because you guys are.
Let the hoodie speak. Let the hoodie speak.
You guys are killing me. This is your second episode. There's your second 2016 episode. And out of all of your options, since I have the list and know what they're picking later, none of you picked a game that has to be included.
Well, I got more to go next time. Go ahead.
Terraforming Mars.
Duh. Right? Duh.
So Terraforming Mars is a personal favorite of mine. I know, if I recall, Barry, maybe not your most favorite of games, but I could be wrong there.
It was okay. I found it interesting. It's a game that you have to play many times and know the deck of cards to be able to compete. And I played with a bunch of competitive people that had played it thousands of times before, so it kind of like soured my experience.
Indeed. And this is a game that has so many expansions, so many different options that it has tons of replayability. I love it. And especially they came out with the digital version that I can play, just on my phone or something like that versus the computer. Just helps get that extra familiarity with it. So I really enjoy Terraforming Mars.
Well, we enjoy it so much. We backed the big dog stretch goal or Kickstarter from Stronghold when they did all the miniatures for it. We got several of the expansions and that just building your tableau and all of those things. We loved it so much. We made a Terraforming Mars mat. That is just gorgeous. And there's pictures on our Facebook page. It's back a little ways. But when you see Terraforming Mars set up on our Mars mat, it's like off the hook good. It's just like perfect thematically, doesn't take away from the game, but it's just like a perfect pairing. Yeah. So we see Rob has a question.
Yep. So Rob, question from the Kickstarter. Will the new mat art ship with the early reward toppers. New mat art. If
The new mats.
Yeah, the new mat designs, yes, but maybe not the pads. I don't know if that's what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah. All of the 10 new mats, we actually did a preemptive order. So any of the packages or any of the toppers that you're going to order, you're going to, unless we have some huge surge where something sells out of, I think we forecasted to where we can meet that demand. The rail pads are going to be coming in closer towards the end of January. So that will also probably be available. But then we are going to be doing early fulfillment of mats as well. So as long as we don't have an overrun of something, they will all be in that early fulfillment. But we have secondary orders coming in also. So everything's going to happen pretty quick.
And Namarin says, hey guys, just noticed that the flat black mat available in Watson home stretch goal is gone. Any chance that's coming back? Yes, that's just the artwork. We've only ever had it actually as just a text line, and we're in the middle of getting that switched over to having an actual graphic. So that's not gone. It's still there.
We're going to unlock that at 205. I had made a mistake on the thing when we had put our milestone thing. So it's just being edited, but that's at 205,000. The black mat is available in Watson and Homes.
Nice.
Peter Rubich.
Always love Great Western Trail on the wood mat.
Oh, perfect. And now the new Old West train mat from Xavier Ink Golem. It's crazy awesome on that.
Yeah.
All right, Barry.
I like those mats.
Your second.
You know, I'm not worried about the coldness of putting my arm on this, but I suffer from what you call golfer's elbows. Oop, not that I'm a golfer.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes when you're using your hands a lot, you put your elbows on the table, and then it's just uncomfortable, and I have to like put the mouse mat down and then lean on the mouse mat like this. So you might see me do this. But yeah, good idea. I like that.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
I know a guy.
You know a guy who
might be able to. When did I ever refuse an accommodation?
You know what? We're going to walk straight into this now. You're going to do another voice. You're going to do another voice now because my next game involves pirates.
You know why pirate jokes are funny, don't you? They just are.
Josiah, stop him. Cover his mouth. Get the duct tape.
I got my doublins and all of my doubloons. Yo, and a bottle of rum.
So my second choice for 2016 is Jolly and Roger, which is a 2-player area control. I split, you choose game. Very, very quick. Basically, you're trying to fight over these 4 different pirate ships, and each has a different value. And what will happen is one player will take 5 cards from a deck of cards, and then he'll split them however they want. And these cards have pirates on them of different values. So they'll be split, and then the other player will choose which of the 2 piles they will take of cards. And so you have to like really kind of pre-plan and try and preempt what your opponent's going to take and what they're going to leave for you, which is what you want. And afterwards, you get to place those pirates onto the ships. If you have enough control of the ship, if you have more pirates your side of a color, so you will have a red ship and you'll put red pirates on it. If you have control of that ship, you can actually add a pirate onto that ship, and that will score you at the end of the game. And that's the game. Basically, you'll play like 6 or 7 rounds of, no, it won't be 6 or 7 because that's an odd number. So I think it's 10 rounds of, splitting up these cards and then deciding where you're going to place these pirates. And if you have like the stronger force, you get to put pirates onto that ship and claim it. And at the end, those claimed pirates will score you points. Now, there are some other little cards in there which will spice things up a lot. But yeah. It's just very quick playing, divide the game, and conquer the pirate ships. And that is Jolly and Roger.
Yeah.
Abacus Spiel. Abacus?
Yeah, Abacus. Who publishes that?
Abacus Spiel.
Kabuki Kid asks, is it battle line-ish?
If I'd played Battle Line, I'd say I'll tell you if I played Battle Line.
So the answer is yes.
We've played Battle Line, but we haven't played Jolly and Rogers. So same, but in reverse.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
So basically, some person will take some cards and go, okay, make 2 piles. There you go. You take one of those piles, okay, and then you just dish them out onto the ships you want. That's it. That sounds like
Battle Line.
Raymond Hawkins in the chat.
Hey, Raymond!
Mr.
Raymond's
Mustache.
done such a great job helping us, especially when I was at BGG, answering questions. He's been a longtime backer of the show. He's helped me at Essen, so he knows our product really well. But Raymond's done just such a great job. He has an awesome YouTube channel called Board Game Heaven. So he lives in the Netherlands, but he's got this just a really great presentation. And if you see his video on the bottom of the Kickstarter page, you'll see some really cool stuff that he's done for us. He's much appreciated. Thanks, buddy.
Rob Trotter says, I'm deciding between the Desert Dune mats, the Space mat, and the Mars mat. I'll probably get 2.
Get 3.
Get them all.
Get them all.
Pokemon. Gotta catch them all.
Catch them all. Actually, buy the 4 mat bundle where you get the rack almost for free. That's the way to do it.
Well, what you need to do is buy the moon mat and then get some tinted glasses. So some red tinted glasses, then it's Mars, and then you get some yellow tinted glasses, then it's the desert.
Oh, okay. I don't like that idea.
Well, you can have some game topper glasses, which will later be 3D. So the terrain on the mat will go 3D.
Peter says,
you see your 2 and raise your 3.
Raise your 3. Would you go 4 now? 5 would you go 10?
What's your second game then, Burky?
My second game. This is another space epic battle game, and it's one of my favorite themes.
Surprise, surprise.
Star Trek Ascendancy. I'm pretty sure I have all of the expansions for this. They are not all out of shrink. This is one of these games that is sprawling, okay? There's all kinds of exploration. There's all these asymmetrical type of faction abilities. You know, so if you're the Federation, you've got a lot of technology going on. If you're the Klingons, I mean, you're super aggressive and military heavy. You know, if you're the Vulcans, you've got all kinds of technology and you're kind of doing a little more turtling and negotiation. The Ferengi, of course, they're the financial wizards, so there's all resource dependent. Quark, these tube grubs are chilled to perfection. So it oozes theme. I got the Andorian faction upgrade. We've got the Borg upgrade, which Josiah and I played an epic game with the Borg. It becomes this third player, but the tension of that game was amazing. I loved it. I just absolutely loved that. This game has really great miniatures from Gale Force 9. They've all got all kinds of little space station upgrades. The building of your technology track and upgrading your different things is really cool. And each one of them feels very thematic, whether you're upgrading your shields and weapons on your ships and you're getting your fleet and you're kind of positioning yourself, you know, to take over these different segments. But you've got that awesome 4X feel going on, but it's Star Trek. In my opinion, this game is the best Star Trek game made. I think other people I've heard say the same thing, like Jamie Kagi from the Secret Cabal. So I do feel validated because he's smarter than me. But no, we love this game.
Rob says, I love this game, but I never get anyone to play it with me.
Yeah, I hear you.
See, I still want to do a massive game on like a 12-foot table where we have all the expansions all played so we can have the Romulans, Federation, Klingons, Cardassians, Andorians, Vulcans, Ferengi, and Dominion, right? So
and the Dominion, yes.
I got factions and the Borg. Just it'd be amazing. That would take like 2 days, but it would be so fun.
We're going to do this someday. We're going to get a retreat center, and we're going to bring all of our buddies over there and just figure it out.
There is this
Kid,
theory.
you are invited.
Yeah,
There is
Kabuki
this theory
Kid says,
about-
I love this game. Haven't played it in a while or with the board yet. My friend who did said it was impossible to beat them. Well, I guess that is thematic.
We beat him,
Yeah,
didn't we?
I think-
but almost got
I
killed.
thought we had to play it twice because I thought we played once and then like lost immediately and then realized we had to do something. Like if you connect to the Borg area right away, you're dead. You have to really
Turtle around a
yeah,
little
you
bit.
got to be careful. If the Borg get to you right away before you're built up at all with your technology,
Yeah.
you're gonzo.
We could get a Mycroft XL 8-foot space map. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Hey, you're a doctor, Jim, not a wood chipsman.
So for my second choice, one of my favorite games is the Blood Bowl 2016 edition. So this was the edition of Blood Bowl that I have played the most, both digitally because they have a digital version of it that is fantastic
On Steam
as
or-
well. Yep, on Steam as well as in person. Blood Bowl is a fantastic 2-player game that is set in the old world Warhammer universe and is essentially quite literally fantasy football.
Yeah.
You have your two teams. They can be all the different races, humans, elves, orcs, trolls, and there's so many different teams that you can have. And each player has their own football team, and they're playing a very violent, brutal game of football. So it's turn-based. You're rolling dice that are super swingy. Crazy things can happen, and it's a very much push your luck type of game because almost any action you take, you're taking a die roll on a 1d6, and a lot of times you'll have anywhere from 1 to 3 or 4 chances on that 6-sided die that fail the action. And once you fail an action, you're done for your turn. So you got to keep trying to take, low risk options, taking the options that you really need. So there's a ton of strategy in regards to that, but there's a push your luck, and you will eventually roll that one that you not need to roll. And so many funny things can happen in this game. There's so many stories of, your little giant goblin that gets the football and he's home free running down the field, and then he slips on the 1-yard line and breaks his neck and is dead, and you have to remove the player from your roster.
I like your expression there, Josiah.
Yeah.
There is this one little giant goblin. What is it? Little or giant?
Well, Lance Meister's got a whole bunch of teams that he's painted, and they did some tournaments or something too.
Yeah,
I guess, and they came out with a kind of a scaled down version of this, I think, too.
Yeah, there's
card game.
several. They're on their 3rd edition, I believe, now of Blood Bowl currently, and then there's some like a Blood Bowl like Underground or Underworld, something like that. So there are some different ones, but this is the one I have the most experience with.
Oh, I'd like to
still
play
have.
that.
So it's very fun. Got some miniatures. So if you like painting miniatures like I do, it's a very fun game.
Cool.
he's obviously got too much time. You need to make him work harder. Come on, he can't paint miniatures. No. He needs to be putting these tables together.
Trolls in the dungeon. And Kabuki Kid says, have you played the older version of this game? Did they change a lot for the 2016 version? I do not know. I have never played a version older than the 2016 version of Blood Bowl. So couldn't tell you.
Was that 2nd edition?
Pretty
16?
much. I think it was their big kind of introduction of Blood Bowl that they did. So
Cool.
And that is a game by Games Workshop. So
Yep. Barry number 3 or number 2.
Yeah, good.
Oh no, he did number 2. It's me number 3.
Oh yeah. Or no. What? Who? It's Barry. It's Barry's turn.
Number 2. He already did 2.
Yeah. That's he.
So you can see.
He started us out.
Oh yeah, he started
you
this
Game
out.
Toppers people, you can see what kind of fanatical gamers we are and all the carnage which happens on our podcast. And you can also see all the different voices Burky does. He does
Is it like the
a
Blood Bowl
pirate.
Pride?
He
That
does a
same
gangster.
giant goblin just goes and punches a troll and kills it. I've seen that happen before too.
Yeah. One thing missing, a nacho.
Well, that's why Barry and I love doing this show, because we just love to babble about stuff and have some fun.
Sorry.
Very unscripted, very undignified, and all of that. So there you go.
You remember that time I ripped my blouse?
Yes, yes. And they were yelling out my name. Nacho!
Nacho! Oh dear. It's been too long.
Number three.
Let's get this big box out, because I've been talking about little games, and you can see the difference between my games and his games, and obviously Josiah's games, which are like, for big brained people. But yeah, here's my third game, which is Mansions of Madness 2nd edition. Now, this is the game that you can play on your own, because it doesn't require a dungeon master. It requires an app of some sort.
An app.
And you play as investigators in the Arkham universe, where you are given a scenario, you go to a location, and you've got to put the pieces together. And after you've had your several actions with your characters, the app will tell you something's going on, or maybe something's going to happen to one of your characters. One of your characters is thinking this, and they're going a bit crazy, and they have to do a little test with some dice. Obviously, Fantasy Flight, so there's a few dice missing. So you have to pass the dice around the table. But anywho, I get beside myself there. It's a gorgeous looking game with these really intricate little stories and puzzles. There are some puzzles in the games where you're not just going along and going to a location and picking up an item and going somewhere else and then fighting a monster. You really have to kind of evaluate the situation and try and think, where would a weapon be hidden, and then go to that location and pick it up. And hopefully there is a weapon, or hopefully there's a puzzle in the room. And these puzzles are on the map. They're either slide puzzles or combination puzzles like Mastermind, where you got to guess the combination of number. And that just adds to the kind of escape roomism of this game. This game has infinite possibilities, many expansions. I don't own any of the expansions because I don't play this game enough, but I do like to play it every now and again. The app has wonderful ambience. I am in awe of the music and the effects which are going on in the background as I am playing, and the simplicity of play, but yet the complex of the scenarios, and the difficulty of juggling which monsters to kill and which monsters not to kill and run away from. So thoroughly enjoy this game. Don't play it enough, but I do plan to play it a lot more in the future, and that's Mansions of Madness 2nd edition.
Kabuki Kid says, fun game, but terrible stands for the minis.
Oh, yeah.
And then also unscripted, undignified, and undressed. That should be the show's subtitle.
That's the new subtitle.
As long as we don't have to actually physically follow that up.
That's perfect. Remember that, will you?
Yeah.
Have
you played Mansions of Madness 2nd edition?
I played just a very short part of the, or I shouldn't say I played it, but I looked at the app when we were setting it all up. Rick Ortloff came to our home, and we were setting up all of our pictures for the Kickstarter with our new horror mat, which has that amazing mansion up there. It's got a little bit of Cthulhu stuff going on and little Easter eggs all over the place. Well, he had a full painted miniature set of that. And then we set up the app, and we were kind of going through that a little bit. It looked really cool. I just haven't fully played that. My good friend Barry, not Doublet, Barry Seidel, loves that game. They play it all the time.
Yeah, and I actually played it once with them, I believe.
Okay, did you like it?
Yeah, it was very nice to have the app to handle all of the the GM side of things. So you don't need that player who's kind of running the game and isn't actually getting to play with everyone. Really brings it into that true cooperative experience, which is nice. Appreciated that. It's kind of that same time where a lot of games started having app-driven components. So I think it was one of the first, probably not the first, but one of the first ones.
It was one of the first.
Yeah, I would definitely play it. Well, my number, Peter says
Mansions is a great storytelling game.
Yeah, cool. Well, my number three is a game by Thunderstone or Thunderworks Games. When this thing first came out, I was just head over heels about it. There's all kinds of new things now, expansions and stuff like that. But this is the game Role Player. And this is your classic dice drafting mechanism type of game where you're leveling up your character and you're trying to get different collections there to fill out your card. And I've got the play mat for it, but you got all these different color dice that are going to have different values. It's going to help you with your player cards and your player boards. There's a whole bunch of variety there. So depending on what your character is going to be, he's going to have a main characteristic and then a secondary characteristic. It just themes that fantasy level up your character type of game. Love dice drafting, so I just love that type of thing. And there's all kinds of card play there that you're, getting cards and getting victory points for achieving different collections and all of that. So that being said, love it. I think the Big Adventurers expansion is one of the big ones there. I always play the dwarf. That's me.
Looks nothing like you.
Love that. You've played Role Player.
I have, several times. It's been a little while since we've played it, but definitely one of those games that really encapsulates that, D&D role-playing game, Pathfinder type character, progression where you've got your classic role-playing game stats, your strength, dexterity, constitution, charisma, wisdom, etc., intelligence. So really fun kind of building that out, but also it's not overly complicated or complex. So you're really just getting that kind of tight package of a game.
Yeah. It's really pretty accessible.
Yeah, the mechanism itself is just, dice drafting. But the thing is, for some reason, you get invested into your character. Yeah, you're just picking a dice and go and plug it in that hole. But no, you're building up your person. You're going, okay, I'm gonna aim for this and get that combination there, and then you just you're just sold on the game. It's a really
and I love the tension at the end because you're trying to fit those spots, and you don't know if there's some dice mitigation abilities that you have in the game too, where you can change those dice and you got to manipulate them to get them into the right spot. It's very exciting.
It is good choice.
Kabuki Kid says this came out about the same time as Sagrada. I like both, but this one is my favorite of the two. It has more going on. I was surprised for me at how good this game ended up being. I was excited for when I first saw it, but then playing it really blew me away. Love this one.
Yeah, that's really great.
That's a need to own one, that is, for me.
I think they have a big box now too, so you can store all the expansions and all of that. And there's really cool player mat. And there's a dungeon. I think the dungeon expansion. I think I have that.
I like that. I think I know I have that, or no, I don't.
We played kind of a follow-up game, which is different, actually, called Lockup. That's in that universe at TantrumCon last year, and that was pretty good.
Kabuki Kid says, yes, I got the big box. And Raymond says, I also have the
They got the big box. Everybody's got the big box.
Don't make me jealous.
Feeling left out.
Yeah.
A little FOMO.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Raymond and Kabuki should do a podcast.
Yeah.
I think so. So Josiah has
for my third game, we're shifting it up a little. We're going a little more lightweight.
Ooh.
This is a Welcome Back to the Dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So this is a fantastic little game that is also in the same kind of D&D / role-playing character, archetypes game. It's a push your luck game. This is actually a sequel. There was the original game, Welcome to the Dungeon.
Yeah.
And the sequel,
Welcome to the dungeon.
Welcome back to the dungeon. They're basically the same game with just different character options and enemies. But the mechanics are the same, and they just give you some different options to play. So both are fantastic. 2 to 4 players. I can get my wife to play this game with me. She isn't big into games. And it's great for introducing, people who maybe don't play games as often. Fantastic lightweight. It's only about 30 to 45 minutes to play. And it's push your luck. So what you end up doing is you have these characters that have these sets of equipment. So you've got your classic, and this one, it's the necromancer, your bard, you got a ninja, princess. So, and they have sets of items. So they each have 6 items that give them health or the ability to defeat monster cards that are in the deck. And everyone takes a turn. On their turn, they draw a card from the monster deck, and they will either add it to the dungeon or remove the monster from the dungeon, but also they have to sacrifice then one of the 6 equipment items that the character has. So you're using one of these characters at a time, and everyone is going either adding monsters to the dungeon or removing equipment from the hero or passing. Eventually, there's going to be one person left, and they're going to have to be the one to take the character with whatever equipment they have left and then go defeat all of the monster cards that everyone put into the dungeon. So you got push your luck, where you're debating, can I defeat these monsters that I'm putting in, or should I be removing cards and removing items to try to get someone else to go through the dungeon and fail? It's very fun, push your luck, lightweight, and has some different options.
I feel like I've played this with you or someone else, maybe at a con.
Yeah, I think I did have you play it once or twice. It's a great little game.
Yeah. I still have the original, the first one, the Welcome to Dungeon from 2013. Still a good game. Bluffing. That's the thing. It's bluffing. It's like, oh, I've got the most powerful monster, and it's like, what do you do with it? Do you discard it and then take on those monsters in the dungeon, or do you put it into the deck?
Yeah.
For someone else?
Back.
Actually, just played the original this last weekend. So
yeah.
Oh, really?
So
yeah, good choice.
Well, wow. We did it. We did a Kickstarter 4.0, new stretch goals, milestones, question and answer, and a Burky and Badger board game babble, Woods of Evergreen.
Yay!
Say that 3 times fast and you win a prize.
What prize?
Very, very special prize. Spoils of War.
A signed
Promo card. Signed by Burky himself. I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
there's a pineapple on the seat.
Well, this was super fun. We hope you enjoyed our nonsensical. This is who we really are. The truth is, I've been in business for many years of my life. I've run several successful businesses. And so I've had that in my repertoire, but really, I love to play board games. I love to just have fun with people. I really enjoy engaging with people. And Game Toppers came out of a love for board gaming. It came out of how do we upgrade every game you play. And I had a dedicated table my dad built that we just loved. I thought, how do I make a portable version that I can take to my daughter's house? And, but before Game Toppers, we were doing podcasts and we were doing fun things in the board game space. So everything that we developed was all about, I want this for my gaming. I want this mat for this theme game. And so it's all come from the love of the hobby. And what you're seeing now with us talking about our favorite games and experiences is part of all that. So we hope you've enjoyed that. We hope that was helpful.
Peter says, Happy Mouth is awesome. Just saying.
Thank you. I have a spice company, and of course, some people have enjoyed Burke's Happy Mouth signature spice.
And I have a board game soundtrack company. That's you've run lots of companies. I have one. So yeah, enhance your game
soundtracks
with a soundtrack.
Soundtrack this. Burky and Badger, Board Game Babble Show, unscripted, undignified, and undressed.
And underrated.
Underrated and
You
underwear.
probably have to swap that one in out to not get blocked.
Instead of underdressed, undressed, let's just say underwear's optional.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't work either.
Doesn't have the same ring to it.
No, I don't think that'd be good.
And on that note, I'm gone.
Well, this has been a great time. Everybody, let's push through these milestones. Let's bump this thing over 250,000. We're going to give away a bunch of great stuff. I'll be posting an update tonight listing all of this stuff. So we're going to have a lot of fun.
There it is. It's underprepared.
Underprepared is definitely accurate. It's no problem with that. I resemble that remark. It's kind of like an undercooked steak, which actually I prefer.
I mean, is it undercooked though? I think there's a debate. Is a rare steak really undercooked, or is that just how it's meant to be eaten?
Properly cooked.
Exactly.
All right.
Steak tartar, that's for sure.
Thank you all so much for joining us. Thanks for helping us with the campaign. And if you would please help us share, these last 4 days are critical. If you could help us share, you'll see us all over social media, Facebook ads, you'll see Twitter, X, whatever, Instagram. You're going to see Board Game Geek ads. You're going to see a lot of our media people sharing things. If you could help us by sharing your experiences with Game Topper and our advertising, that would really help us get the word out. We got 5 days to push, and we're pushing really hard. So we hope over this Thanksgiving weekend, you all have a great time with your families. You enjoy some time, and then over the weekend, have some good time shopping Game Toppers 4.0.
There you go. Kabuki Kid says, get a massive monitor, Barry.
Barry, thanks for coming on doing this show with us.
No problems. My pleasure. I wasn't doing anything else apart from some thing called Burky and Badger's Board Game Babble, Woods of Evergreen thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway,
Definitely.
yeah.
And you can catch us, Burky and Badger, on Facebook, Twitter, Board Game Geek Guild 2248. So if you like what you're hearing, jump on in. If you don't like what you're hearing, please follow and so we can get our numbers up. We don't care if you listen to us. We just want the numbers. We've got like 100, I think, right now, maybe something like that.
And if you want us undressed, just write a comment, undressed. And if there's 10 people that say that, we'll do it.
If we can bust through 2,000 downloads.
Okay.
We normally get about 2,000 on iTunes. You can listen to this after the fact, not live. But then Barry will undress.
Yeah. Should we bubble some?
I don't want to see Barry undress. So don't subscribe.
As long as I don't have to shave.
Unsubscribe. Would you unsubscribe, please? David is there undressed and dancing on a topper. No, thank you.
What a great idea.
How do we get out of this show?
Should we start now? Shall I give you a teaser?
Bye-bye.